Hello everybody, welcome to our lesson. We are a team only Apple can do. Maintaining clarity and politeness in intercultural communication is especially important for exchange students. In our lesson, we will focus on the communication between them and the landlords. Our students are Chinese college students on exchange in the US, scored 5.5 to 6 in the IELTS speaking test. In this lesson, we'll move from the potential problems to conversational framework building, then with scaffold vocabularies and starters, and explain on their pragmatic rationales. So, students, what are some potential problems that could happen in this kind of intercultural communication? Let's see on an example.
Which one?
A few minutes later.
Hello. I want to ask about the house you give people to live. You put it on ins, right?
The rental apartment on Sand Street.
Yes. That one. I need to live there. So I need to know the money I have to pay every month.
Okay, the rent is $1,200 plus utilities. There is also a security deposit and a standard lease agreement to sign.
Deposit? Agreement? That's okay. I want it. I want to go to you tomorrow. Or I also have a small cat, very clean and very quiet, and don't make any sounds. See you tomorrow morning.
Wait, sir, as stated in the listing, we do not allow pets of any kind. Furthermore, we require signed lease and deposit before moving. We need.
But it's small. It will not break things. It's not a big question, I think.
In this example, there's a communication breakdown between our student and the landlord. He failed to explain himself clearly and maintain politeness. And that's what we are going to cover in this lesson. Remember, students, it's not just about vocabularies. It's about your knowledge of language and discourse, core speaking skills, and communicative strategies. This is called communicative competence. Let's see what we should do in a conversation. Basically, it's a four-part story: finding a place, signing the agreement, living there, dealing with maintaining issues, and finally, moving out. First, in this stage, you will need to make initial contact, asking about info questions, personal needs, and expressing your interest. Second, in this stage, you need to request the lease and ask for clarification and procedural questions. Third, when you encounter an unexpected issue, clearly explain all the problems, reporting them, making complaints, and following up on them are also important. Finally, before you move out, make sure to formally notice the landlord and schedule a final walkthrough.
This framework is your map. Now, let's learn some keywords from each situation to help you go from confusion to clarity. Let's start with finding a place. In this stage, your main goal is to get some basic information. You may need words like available, utilities, pet policy, and application. Now, let's see how they perform in a real conversation.
Hello, I'm calling about the apartment. Is this still available?
Yes, it is.
Great. Could you tell me if the utilities are included? Also, what is the pet policy? I have a cat.
Oh, utilities are not included, and unfortunately, it's a no pet property.
I see, thank you. And could you please send me the application form?
Yes, sure.
Once you find a place, the next step is understanding the contract. Sometimes this can be very confusing. To turn the potential confusion into a clearer conversation, keywords you may use are lease, deposit, and rent due date. And they may be really helpful in situations like this.
Thank you for saying it, but I have a question about the lease.
Of course. What's that?
As I'm unfamiliar with the US lease terms, could you please explain the deposit? When is it refunded?
Of course. It's returned after move out, provided there is no damage.
Thanks. And just to confirm, the rent due date is the first of each month?
That's correct.
But what about emergencies? In these situations, you need to be firmer, communicating the seriousness without being rude. Just use strong, clear words like maintenance, leaking, to look at, and appreciate. Let's see how you might use them to report an issue.
What's wrong?
2 hours later.
Hello, this is Lee from apartment 3B. I have a maintenance issue. The faucet is leaking. Could you please send someone to look at it?
I will find someone to repair it tomorrow. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Finally, ending your lease on a good note is also very important. Show gratitude and maintain a positive tone, which can be crucial for smooth security deposit refund process. You can use terms like move out notice, final walkthrough, deposit refund, and damage. Now, let's see how to end a rent appropriately.
Hello, I'd like to give my move out notice. I'm leaving in 1 week, maybe.
Okay, we'll schedule a final walkthrough.
I really appreciate it. Could you remind me what conditions affect the deposit refund?
Beyond normal wear and tear, any significant damage would result in a deduction.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
So can these dialogues be regarded as successful dialogues? Actually, yes. Firstly, the Mr. Lee used very clear vocabulary and sentence in these dialogues. Besides, a politeness is also reflected in his dialogues. As we can see, maintaining politeness in conversations is another important factor for successful communication. However, there are many cultural differences between Chinese and American, so in this way, cultural differences between these two countries may lead to certain conflicts and undermine the principle of politeness in dialogues. Specifically, Americans are typically straightforward, valuing clarity and efficiency in communication with clear conversational boundaries. However, Chinese generally prefer indirect expression to avoid any direct words and to preserve both parties' face. So we can see these cultural differences can lead to some misunderstanding, which may be viewed as impoliteness. This is because directness from Americans may be seen as rude by Chinese communicators, and the indirect expression from Chinese may be viewed as unclear by Americans. This unclarity may violate their norm that politeness equals respect for time. We can observe that these cultural differences between China and America may lead to impoliteness. So how can we achieve politeness between China and America's dialogue? Within this scenario, today I want to introduce a very effective communication strategy, face theory, to help you understand how to achieve politeness between China and America's intercultural communicative settings. So firstly, we can see face refers to public self-image that an individual desires to construct for themselves in society. Face is universal across different cultures. So face theory just consists of two interrelated dimensions, positive face and negative face. And positive face refers to individuals wish for their self-image to be recognized and appreciated by others, while negative face refers to an individual's desire for freedom of action. Based on this, today I want to use this theory to guide you to analyze one example in the previous scenario to see how politeness is achieved. So you can see in living there and managing issue scenarios, Mr. Lee just directly states a specific maintenance issue without vague explanations, minimizing the landlord's time and respecting their needs to avoid unnecessary hassle, which is highly aligned with the key American communication trait, having clear conversational boundaries to maintain the American landlord's negative face. So everyone, today we just learned a very useful communicative strategy. I want to invite you to reinforce the knowledge with me, okay? So if you want to have an effective communication in your future interactions, you need to maintain both positive and negative faces to make communication more appropriate and polite. Otherwise, it could lead to cultural bias, like the initial conversation, to lead to some face-threatening acts.
Okay, let's summarize the content. Our teaching objective is to help Chinese college students on exchange in United States with an IELTS speaking scores of 5.5 to 6, achieve clarity and politeness in intercultural communication with their landlords. The teaching content covers the following 4 scenarios. To systematically develop students' speaking competence for achieving clarity and politeness in this content, we have adopted the speaking competence framework proposed by Gores and Barnes. Firstly, we provide students with general specific communication modes for 4 key rental scenarios, enabling them to develop knowledge of language and discourse. This helped them anticipate conversational structures and express their needs clearly, thereby enhancing their clarity in their communication. Second, we equip students with scenario-based vocabulary and authentic communication sentence patterns. In this way, students can perform precise communicative functions and organize their speech coherently. Finally, considering potential conflict arising from Chinese and American cultural difference, we introduce phase theory as a key communication strategy. Phase theory, proposed by Burns and Levison, suggests that people have two types of phase need. One is positive phase, the desire to be approved of, and the other is negative phase, the freedom of action. In cross-cultural interaction, unintentional phase arrest can lead to misunderstandings or conflict. By teaching students to use these strategies, such as providing explanations, showing sympathy, we help them maintain politeness. How about our teaching strategy? Our teaching strategy is built upon the pedagogical theory of scaffolding. We systematically employ this approach by constructing tailored linguistic, structure, and interactive support for each of the 4 key scenarios in the rental process. That's all. Here's our reference and our group division. Thanks for watching.